Hello and welcome to Model Monday episode 45. Here we have Trumpeter's 1/35th scale T-84 BM Oplot. This is a Ukrainian modification of the Russian T-80. It's been modernized and a bunch of different new technology has been added to it. This kit comes with two different marking options, one for this complex Ukrainian Armed Forces camouflage and then another plain green. Here you can see the contents of the kit. A little bit of photo etch, some decals. And here is a background of the tank. Like I said, it's a modernized version of the T-80. Some of them were built for Thailand as a sale to Thailand a few years ago. Supposedly 50 of them were delivered. 49, rather, Thailand orders 49 of these. That was canceled a few years ago, and eventually they received the rest somehow. Ukraine supposedly still has around 10 of them, and they're in storage right now, so in case you're wondering if they're being used in the war, as of when I'm putting this together, they've still been in storage, hoping to use them in a few weeks once supposedly Russia runs out of enough anti-tank missiles and stuff like that. So, as for the contents of the box, it comes with quite a bit of plastic. Here you can see the lower hull. It's a bathtub style hull. It's pretty nice detail. This kit has a lot of pieces. It's decently detailed. Here you can see the portion of the upper hull. The front plate is molded separately. Here's the gun mantlet canvas. The T-84 also has very large side skirts, similar to many Russian MBTs. Here you can see the top of those, with a few stowage bins. Here are the actual side skirts themselves. These are all made of rubber in real life with hinges and the top piece made out of metal. These aren't too thick. A little bit of thinning and they will be good for bending and tearing in a model. I believe these pieces are turret cheeks. Here is the front of the tank. I believe the T-84 has a lot of ERA on the turret, so that should be what these pieces are. Composite armor as well. And here is the turret ring. The actual turret itself is mostly pretty much molded in one piece. The T-80 has a cast turret. This is very nicely replicated here. That's a pretty nice cast texture. Here are additional pieces of the fenders, the front part and the top part. A lot of wheels in this kit. There are, I believe, three of these sprues. Like this. Here you can see some of the wheels and suspension arms. Decent detail, not too bad. Always a little bit of room for improvement. And then some of the smaller last details. Actually, there are 4 of those wheel sprues. I just missed one. Here you can see the rest of the parts. Some of the smaller engine grills and their details. The drive sprockets and either wheels come on 2 sprues. It also contains additional long-range fuel tanks. I haven't seen any pictures of T-84s with those, however. The last main sprue contains the barrel. It's a 2-piece barrel, unfortunately. That is going to be difficult to clean up with all this detail on it. so maybe an aftermarket barrel would be an improvement. I don't think the Ukrainians modified the barrel, so a T-80 barrel should do just fine. Some of the last parts here on these two sprues, the last large parts. Here we have a lot of the suspension arms. Got 4 of those sprues, and lastly, the tracks. These are link and link tracks. You get 4 of these sprues. Each track is 2 pieces, one for the actual contact cleat part, and then one for the guide horn. These look to be pretty decent detail. I don't see any ejector pin marks, although they do have these injection points on each side. So it's 4 spots to clean up on each track, which is kind of unfortunate, although these guide horns only have 1. Alright, like I said earlier, there are 2 marking options for this kit. I should show you pretty much first, hold on. It also comes with 1 sprue of clear parts. I'm going to keep these in the bag so I don't scratch them. Mostly just periscope lenses and the commander sight. It also has these eyes similar to that of the T-90 for the missile blocking system, what it's called. These are the engine grates, a few small details. It also comes with this copper tow hook. As for the marking options, like I was talking about, there is this for the Thai forces and this for the Ukrainian forces. I am actually going to be using the Thai markings. All the pictures I've seen of Ukrainian ones are in these markings. This is the standard Ukrainian Armed Forces markings. I'm not entirely sure why there's another option. I haven't seen any, but you know, just do whatever. As for the instructions, you have a nice in-depth parts guide, and then pretty good instructions on the lower hull. Doesn't look entirely too complicated. There is a track jig attached to the track sprue. I just missed that, so this helps you attach links of track. You can see that here. It also has 2 ladders for the crew to access the tank from the rear. Here you can see the finished model. Alright. Lastly, the decals. Like I said previously, they are very limited. Just 2 Ukrainian Armed Forces symbols, 2 100s, and some very small Thai writing. Alright, that is it for this kit. I should have another similar review out next week, so stay tuned for that. This kit will be on my Ukraine diorama that I'm working on right now. I might have a video on that in the next few weeks, so again, stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. Bye.